Science is meant to advance humanity, but some experiments were so terrifying that they left a dark mark on history. Today, I'll tell you about the 5 creepiest experiments ever conducted. From Nazi camps to university labs, these stories show how science can turn into a nightmare when ethics are ignored. During World War II, Nazi doctors carried out horrific experiments on prisoners in concentration camps. People were plunged into icy water for freezing tests, suffocated in high-altitude simulations, and exposed to poisonous gases. The supposed goal was to improve soldier endurance, but the result was the death of thousands of innocent people. These so-called scientific studies were nothing but torture. Today, they are remembered as crimes against humanity. The Tuskegee syphilis study began in 1932 in the United States. Researchers enrolled hundreds of poor, rural African American men, telling them they were receiving free medical care for bad blood. In reality, the men were not treated for syphilis. Researchers observed the disease's natural progression. Even after penicillin became the accepted cure in the 1940s, it was withheld from participants. The study continued for 40 years, causing needless suffering and deaths, and devastating families. When the study was exposed in 1972, public outrage led to major reforms. The Belmont Report, stricter institutional review boards, and new protections for human subjects. The so-called Soviet sleep experiment exists at the intersection of documented sleep deprivation research and internet horror fiction. Real studies of prolonged sleep loss show severe cognitive decline, hallucinations, and emotional breakdown. Over time, a sensationalized story circulated online claiming Soviet researchers kept subjects awake for days until they became monstrous, a creepypasta rather than a verified historical record. The real lesson is not the lurid fiction, but the scientifically proven fact that extreme sleep deprivation causes profound and dangerous harm. In 1939, researchers at the University of Iowa conducted what later became known as the Monster Study. Orphan children were divided into 2 groups for a speech therapy experiment. One group received positive reinforcement. The other was repeatedly criticized and told they stuttered or spoke incorrectly. The negative feedback group developed speech anxiety, social withdrawal, and in some cases persistent stuttering. The study was kept out of public view for decades. The children's lifelong harm revealed how psychological experiments on vulnerable populations can cause permanent damage. In 1971, Philip Zimbardo's Stanford prison experiment assigned college students to roles as guards or prisoners in a simulated jail. Intended to run 2 weeks, the study was halted after 6 days because the guards became abusive and the prisoners experienced severe emotional distress. The experiment demonstrated how quickly ordinary people can adopt cruel behaviors when placed in positions of power, and how situational forces can overwhelm personal morals. The study has been widely debated. Critics point to methodological flaws and researcher influence, while supporters argue it revealed important truths about authority and conformity. These 5 experiments show a painful truth. Scientific curiosity without ethical guardrails can become a weapon. Informed consent, independent review boards, transparency, and respect for human dignity are not optional. They are essential. Remembering these dark chapters helps ensure they are never repeated. If you found this video useful, like and subscribe. Tell me in the comments which experiment you want a deeper follow-up on, and I'll prepare sources and safe visual guides for the next video.